just a kind of broad, simple question, but how ready are you mentally, emotionally to get this thing kick-started?
Mentally, we've been training for, honestly, since last season ended. And I was like, winter. Started in winter workouts, getting mentally prepared, going over the same exact system, learning it. I want to say we went over the playbook. I went over it 4 times this offseason. We learned it 3 to 4 times this offseason. So, there's nothing new besides a little new install for this week and just little tweaks we have to the playbook. And other than that, leadership's been great from my end and everybody else as well, just holding everybody accountable, and everybody's been doing a good job of that. So now this week is just mentally getting ready and fine-tuning the stuff that we put in.
From what you've seen on tape, what can you tell us about Louisville's defense, and what are you kind of expecting to see from them?
I'm expecting drop 8, obviously. Nothing's going to surprise me, if they go 4 down, because I'm expecting the unexpected. The unexpected is, playing that 35 double cloud, that 26 Tampa, and just doing what Arkansas did, essentially. So.
One of the things that pretty much every offensive player who's been in here has said about you is that your leadership has really developed in the last year. How would you kind of describe your leadership style, and is that something that you consciously kind of had to put effort into?
Absolutely. There's some things that you don't want to do, and you're going to have to do them because that's the type of person that's the role you're in, and that's the type of person you want to be. I've said it before, this whole offseason was, growing mentally, and that includes leadership and just being able to be transparent with my team. So whenever I was going through something, my team would know. They know, I wear my heart on my sleeve, that saying. They know when something's wrong with me. I'm the same person every single day, but when I'm quiet and a lot's going through my head, and just whatever the case is, they know something's wrong. So when something's wrong, they speak up, and I have a hard time, asking for help, and they know that. And so they do a good job of, helping me out, and vice versa. So, that type of team camaraderie is going to carry on to the field, definitely.
Matt, you had one of the most consistent targets in the country lined up in the slot last year for you. He's gone.
Yeah.
From the outside looking in, it looks like there could be a parade of guys who are going to be getting reps at the slot. They're not robots. All of them have different tendencies. Do you have to account for that as to who's lined up there, as to what that route's going to look like?
No, I'm not going to play a certain play just because who's out there. If they're out there, they're got a chance to get the ball in. It's just based on my progression. Of course, I'm going to have my favorite targets on certain plays just because it's better in this look, or whatever the case is. Defense is giving this certain look, so I'm going to like this receiver better on this route. Me and Elijah did a little rule breakers last year, but that was because me and him were on the same page, and he was able to do that. I think as long as we all just stay within the system, none of us are going to have to do it. It's definitely more prolific that way, just everybody doing the right thing, depending on one another. And like Braylon, knowing he's not going to get the ball, he knows he's got to outside release and get open for that corner route that's coming in. He knows he's had to do his job for that corner not to fall off. So it's those little things of having to do and being consistent with it.
Obviously, Matt, your competitiveness is one of your best attributes. On the flip side of that, staying healthy is very important for this team. In terms of using your feet as a weapon, is that something you've had to learn to be selective with, when to kind of dial that back and maybe not go for an extra yard?
It's all about situation. Lev knows I'm going to be smart. He trusts me. But if he sees me be aggressive and take unnecessary hits, he's going to say something. But, the key was to take less hits off me than last year. Just, get out the way when I need to. And just, like I said, understanding the situation. If it's a 4th and 1, we need it, I'm going to take that hit and get that extra yard. So, I'm not going to be passive. I'm going to be passive and aggressive depending on the situation, I guess.
You've got the best view on the field of what your protection looks like up front. You're missing a key piece from last year with Royce Newman, but I'm just curious what you've thought about your protection through the preseason and fall camp.
We got a lot of depth now. That's big, and a lot of guys are back in the same spots that they've been playing, that they came here to play. We got Ben Brown back in the guard, and Ben's elite. Ben is elite at guard. And we got Nana, who's been playing guard, or center for 24 starts in the Pac-12. I mean, dude's solid. We get a 2 to 3 yard push every run play. So I mean, it's impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing these guys go to work. Definitely, I'm definitely got all my trust in my line for sure.
Robert Griffin III picked you as his 2021 Heisman Trophy winner. I'm curious, is that stuff that you see that you see floating around, and how do you personally tune all that out when you're trying to win games?
I just don't look. I deleted my social media last night, so as far as Instagram and Twitter, but I don't think I'll probably be on it here and there, but I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to be looking at. But I didn't even see that until I was in an interview with the sports announcers, and they told me that, and I don't know, I was like, yes, that's pretty awesome. But I just don't really try to focus on it. The coaches don't even talk about it. They talk about how much I suck. So it's all good.
Is there any extra prep that goes into playing indoors? I know the roof's going to be open, but
No.
artificial turf, any of that stuff?
No, there's nothing different at all. Noise. I mean, we may go on the clap if it's super loud. So that's about it.
What are your expectations for the team this season?
I mean, just playing together. When stuff goes bad, and not to point the finger. Just play the next play. I think that's a big thing, because over the years there's been a little bit of that, and it's not about what happens that play. It's can I be better than the average person that next play, and I think that's that was being said over and over in the offseason. It's we're all in this together. It's nobody's fault when we're out there on the field together. So as long as we can stay together, we're going to be the best team.